Okay guys, good morning. Welcome to another beta self-driving video. We're heading downtown Orlando. The time is 5:45 a.m. and let's see how well it does. Okay, putting it into auto drive here, crossing this first road. Looks good. Is it going to handle this turn? A little jerky there, but it did it.
In 500 feet, turn left onto North Rosalind Avenue.
So far, so good.
Now turn left onto North Rosalind Avenue.
Okay, make a turn up ahead here to a one-way street with 3 lanes of traffic. Usually park cars on the left. Actually, park cars on left and right. Don't think there'll be many parked cars right now, except maybe on the left. Stopped a little ways back from this car, further back than I would have definitely done, especially if it was during the day when it's densely packed traffic. You would get yelled at. Okay, there's one parked car there. We're favoring the left lane right now. We have a right turn coming up. It went through the yellow light. It saw it changed, but we were already heading through. That's good. We're crossing one lane. And we're crossing another lane. Okay, so it did get over 2 lanes. That was good. Traffic is very light at this time of day, so I'm not too worried about the traffic. I want to see how it handles the roads itself before we start getting hitting heavy traffic. If it has difficulty struggling with these roads when there's no traffic, it's not going to work when it's bumper to bumper. A couple of tight turns coming up. Handling this turn perfectly. Very nice. I tend to show you a lot of what it can't do, but I also like to show occasionally what it can do. I'll slow down back there for no particular reason. I think the slowdown is if the computer gets overwhelmed with data coming in, it slows the car down so that the data isn't changing quite so fast. And turn up the maximum speed here.
In 500 feet, turn right onto East Colonial
Drive. Should be getting over to this other lane here and straight over.
Now
no
turn
signal.
right onto East Colonial Drive.
Just note of that. Now we get a signal. It would have been nice for it to signal that lane. Now we can actually turn right on red here. It's creeping forward and it's going. Good. It did a perfect right on red. Came to a complete stop, as is the law in Florida. And they do enforce that. Rolling stops get you a ticket. Now we're on Colonial Drive. This at this point is a 2-lane highway with a maximum speed of 40 miles an hour. Nobody goes just the speed limit. So I'm setting it to 45. Got quite a few lights on here. And during the day we have a lot of cars parked over here on the right. So far, 0 disengagements. Okay, starting to get some cars around me now. Keeping my hands very closely on the wheel. Somebody in one of my other videos was saying when it went through the one-way street the wrong way that it was my fault and I should have caught it because I should have been looking at the screen down here. Well, when you're driving, especially when you're on full self-driving, I tend to look at the road ahead so that I can see what is coming up rather than looking at the screen to see what the computer's thinking of doing. That's kind of like when you're, okay, we've got a yellow and that was way ahead, so it's slowed down for that. That's good. But I tend to not look at the screen so much. I look at the road ahead with my hands resting lightly on the wheel so that I can feel what the car is doing and take over if it's going to do something weird like jump into a wrong lane with a car. It seems to be very good using its ultrasonics to avoid cars. I have seen videos where it has not avoided sidewalks and the curb on those sidewalks. And I don't want to scrape my wheels or flatten a tire. So far. Slow down a little bit for that intersection. Now we're coming into the 3 lanes. We are in the center lane and it changed speed. Its maximum speed, which I had set to 47, for some reason jumped up to 54 by itself, and then it's back to 43 now. So I did not realize that it can actually change its own maximum speed by itself. That can be a little scary. Okay, my wheel just turned a little bit. It's trying to center itself right in the center of the lane here. Starting to get more traffic around me. As we head down this road, we'll get more and more traffic. Okay, for some reason we are not going through this intersection very quickly, so I'm going to apply the accelerator. And now it leaps forward. I don't know why it was hesitating so much on that intersection. Might be that the truck was blocking the view. Including some of the lights. Yeah. It's going to switch to 50 miles an hour up ahead. See what the max speed does when it changes. Nice smooth braking for that car coming into my lane. So far, no disengagements. One little nudge through the intersection. And it applied the brakes there for some reason, going through that intersection. I'll make sure that car is staying back, as it's probably figured out I'm not a good driver, or the car is not a good driver, so it is giving me some extra distance right now. Let's increase the max speed to 51 because we're now in a 45, so we've gone up by 5 miles an hour. Okay, we have an open road ahead. Increase to 55. Stay with the flow of traffic. Cars can get around me, but it's always annoying when you've got a slow car in the middle lane. Generally doing good so far. But then this is a very easy road. It's almost like highway driving. So I would expect it to handle this pretty flawlessly. Okay, up to 56. Our maximum speed here has already gone up to 50, so I'm going to set this to 60. Most people travel about 10 miles over the speed limit here, especially when you've got a wide road like this. Coming up to a red light. I'll be slowing down a little bit by now. There we go. Start to slow down. Applies the brake a little harder here because it started slowing down a little late, but not bad at all. Fast here. Let's see what it does. Okay, it's starting to brake. Good. It was kind of braking in sections. So it was braking and applying the brake a bit more, If it was a human driver, we would have slowed down a little bit earlier, seeing the red light, even though the cars are still going at the maximum speed. I try not to be too picky as long as it's safely does the traffic commands and slows me down nicely. Just because it's something I would do slightly different doesn't mean it makes it a bad driver. Ooh, it wandered out of that lane a little bit across that intersection. Not perfect, but not too bad. I was keeping a very close eye on that car that was beside me because it did get a little close. I think that's when the ultrasonics kick in. And we're coming up for another red light, which turned green. So we're sailing through this. That was a better intersection. It seems to do really good when it's tracking one car in front that doesn't change lanes or doesn't move. It kind of follows that car. For some reason that car was applying the brakes. Not sure why. Also, for those that don't have the FSD beta or full self-driving at all, it's very hard to not get complacent when the car is doing great and start not thinking that you still got to take control at any moment and just trust the car and you become more of a passenger. Now, it did that slow down there because of those lights. Again, in my previous videos, those are the lights at the 45-degree angle for the merge lane that it sees and thinks that they are the stop lights for this lane. I applied the accelerator, not a disengagement because I knew they were coming up. Luckily there was no car close behind me because I applied the brakes rather sharply. I have reported that to Tesla in the past. I didn't this time. Okay, we're 3.1 miles away from my turn and the double roundabout. It dropped the speed down there. It's because we're now back in a 45. There's a sign coming up for 45. Although nobody realistically changes their speed from about 60 down here. It's still a 3-lane highway on each side. So far it's doing really good. Into some heavy traffic coming down here. 1.9 miles away from my turn. Let's see if it gets over into the right lane in time. Yeah, it's changing over. And now I don't know whether this was because of the turn coming up in 1.5 miles or because there's less traffic in this lane. Let's see. Now, if it stays in this lane, that will be perfect. If it starts doing the lane jumping, not so good. Okay, green light. Green light, green light. And no, I don't want it to change lanes. I'm using the accelerator and disengaged autopilot. Okay, putting it back on. It's changing back out of that lane. It tried to do the so that's one disengagement. It was trying to change lanes going through an intersection with a bunch of cars on my left. Not a good move. We were so close on 0 disengagements as well. And now, of course, we're in the wrong lane. I don't have any cars to the side. Okay, no cars to my right. Going through the final light before, and it did that change again. Okay.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto River Reach Drive.
Now I have a car in front. It should stay in this lane. Sometimes it tries to go into the other lane. Good, it's staying in the lane. Does it know that it's got a turn coming up? It's not putting on the signal yet. Now it goes signal. Okay, good. Have not
Now
done this
turn
at a
right
red light
onto
before.
River Reach Drive.
Okay. A little slow. That's okay. Okay, and it makes it. Good. Over
Now
speed
enter the
bump.
roundabout and take the second exit.
2 roundabouts here. Stops. Doing good. Around the first one. And good exit.
Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
And then on to the second one. Excellent. Good job. Only 1 disengagement.
Now your destination is on the right.
That's pretty good.